G'day and welcome to a special edition of Gatekeeper Media's podcast, where you're going to hear some Aussie disc golfers talk about all things Pro Tour. My name is Paddy Robinson, and today is a more of an intimate session with just myself and Tim Bowen. Mate, Fergie's living it up on the Gold Coast, so yeah.
Oh, it's piss poor. This should be his full-time job at this stage, Paddy, so very disappointing.
My note was, he's uncharacteristically leaving us to do all the work. So, but no, we've had a huge weekend of disc golf, Timmy, so keen to get stuck into it.
Let's get straight into it. The Open at Austin, presented by Flight Factory. Location was Austin, Texas, 165 players, 112 MPO, 53 FPO, pro purse of 87K. And the bulk of that went to Owen Scoggins with a huge win in FPO, 11-shot victory over KT. Mate. And MPO, mate, we have a new winner, the first ever Finnish national to win an Elite Series event, Nicholas Antilla.
Yeah. Unreal, historic weekend of disc golf. Owen with her dominant performance, and we'll get into a few stats in a moment. But yeah, I mean, Nicholas has been on the cusp so many times. USDGC last week, he's just been there. And I think in the last pod, I kind of flagged him and said, I think he's due. And
you weren't wrong. He was just unstoppable at this course, unreal. And he clutched up when it absolutely mattered down the stretch. We'll maybe touch on MPO a little bit later. We'll get stuck into the FPO to start things off because we need to talk about Owen. I mean, just last week, the whole sort of vibe in the disc golf scene was, is KT ever going to lose this year?
Yeah.
Is anyone ever going to beat it? And all of a sudden, Owen just says, hold my beer, because she puts in a 10.29 average, the highest ever event average by an FPO player.
It's funny is that I'm getting that Conrad taking down Macbeth kind of vibes. You've got to do something special to actually knock them off. And I mean, knock off. Yeah, KT came second with an insanely second hottest round on the Sunday. Bogey free, 8 down, which jumped up 3 spots to get a solo second. Yeah, and she still averaged 1,000 on the weekend. Is
it enough to go up to 1,000 rated? Who knows?
I hope so.
Close.
It must be getting close.
She might have needed to average 1,003 to go up. But that's the thing. She, it's not like she played poorly, but she got smoked by 11 shots. She averaged above her rating.
Yeah.
Owen just absolutely killed it.
Oh,
averaged 45 points above her rating, which is just astronomical. And these are some of the stats that got it done for Owen. We all know her for beautiful flex forehands. That's a shot dear to my heart, Paddy. Confirmed best shot, I think.
Mate, you just watch the highlights of that on repeat. I know you do.
100%. The one where she hit the tray, almost threw it in from way back.
Yes.
Amazing. But her putting, C1X, 74% for the event, and C2 putting, 39%, 7 of 18.
Wow.
That's definitely separating her from the field because... I know your favourite, Hannah Bloomross. If we look at her, she hit 1 out of 14 C2 putts for the event, Paddy, and 10 out of 28 C1X putts for a lowly 36%.
And Timmy, I don't know if you watched the final hole, but Hannah, she missed a few inside the bullseye, mate.
Oh boy!
And it dropped her out of third place, I think.
Which hurt. Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Owen, man. Just nuts. The previous record average was 10.24 held by Paige Pierce. If you had, that chick Paige Pierce, if you've heard of her.
I have heard of her.
Yeah. So Owen now, I think it's, I don't know if it's completely official, but at the moment 10.29, so 5 points above that, and huge. In the post-round interview with Perkins talking to her about it, you could just see the emotion on her face when he told her. So cool.
And she was just saying, sometimes it's your week and maybe it was my week. And what a week for it to be your week, because we're a week away from USWDGC. Maybe it could be her fortnight.
Maybe it could be a fortnight. That'd be pretty cool.
Mate, I would love it for that to be the case, because She's kind of more our age group, Paddy.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. She's representing the oldies out there on tour, and I think that's in stark contrast to the MPO field, because if you have a look at the Elite Series events this year, Anthony Barella, at the ripe old age of he's either 23 or 24, he's born in the year 2000, is the eldest winner in the MPO this year, which is scary.
That is scary.
That is very, very scary.
Come on, Nate Sexton and Paul. Yep.
So let's go
Ramp it up
Aaron.
a bit.
And KT. KT's a mum. She's representing.
How old is Kate? She must be 30 at least.
Yeah. Ageless though.
Ages? Yeah. Well, I'm closer to KT than I am Owen. I'm happy to say that. I don't know about you, Timmy, but yeah, look, we've talked about Owen, we talked about KT. Big shout out to Missy Gunning, because I think that was in your... She was
my tip. I mean, we took KT off the table, but Missy was my tip.
Yeah.
Third place, and a tie for fourth, we've got Natalie Ryan, Hannah Bloom-Ross, and Kat Mersch. It was disappointing to see Kat come out and have such a poor round three, because...
Yeah.
You know, she put in a 10.20, a 10.08 rated round, and then she was 3 over through like the first 9 holes, I think. Really put her out of contention. She's only 2 back going into the final round against Owen.
Yeah. Huge effort from her. And good to, we only saw her sporadically last year. So good to see her again, and hopefully see her up near the top a bit more this year. Sitting in 7th there as well, Tim, Kat Allen.
Yeah, it's a good return to form for her.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure how many weeks pregnant she is, but maybe she's hitting that fine spot of where she's actually feeling all right.
Over the morning sickness.
Yeah, and the baby vibes are helping that form a bit, hit some lines.
It's just good to see a champion like Kat Allen return to form, and I can only hope Paige Pierce follows suit soon. I saw her post on Instagram saying, she kind of can't put her finger on exactly what she's doing wrong at the moment. She's releasing early, releasing late, and her putts aren't quite as strong as they used to be. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is for Paige Pierce. How low did she finish in this one?
Yeah, it's pretty far down there.
I'm scrolling.
I think it was...
Oh boy, I really am scrolling. She was in 40th place, 20 over par.
Yeah.
She lost by 46 shots to Owen.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
Yeah, there's some stuff going wrong, but I trust her. I trust that she'll work it out. How long do you give her though, Tim?
I mean, look at some of the stats for Paige Pierce. So 39 out of 63 fairway hits. So she's only hitting just over half the fairways out there. And when she's not hitting the fairway, she's only scrambling 1/3 of the time, 29%.
Yeah, okay.
It's not good enough.
So that's a lot with driving. What about the putting stats? Are there any good putting stats there?
Putting stats, 66% and 21% C2. So, I mean, not too bad, not horrible, but that driving is... that's not going to get you anywhere.
Yeah, the ankle's really affecting that by the sounds. Yeah.
She said she's still got the distance too. She's still throwing 400 feet. She's just like a sprinkler, spraying them at everywhere.
Yeah, right.
Can relate.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move over to the MPO side of things, because we need to talk about Nicholas Antela. And just before we do that, I don't know how to say his name, and I may say it 5 different ways on this pod. So just...
Mate, people are mainly listening to us because we sound funny. So pronounce it as funny as you like, or as Aussie as you like.
I need to make it sound European.
Oh, do you?
Nicholas Antela.
Oh, Nicholas.
Antia.
I'll just destroy that. Nicholas Antela.
Huge though. I mean,
huge.
He absolutely clutched up. Just running down the stretch, it was a battle between himself, Calvin Heimberg on chase card, and Kyle Klein on chase card. He was on the 3rd card, Paddy.
Mate.
They'd never ever been a winner from 3rd card in a Disc Golf Pro Tour event. It would have been a first.
And it was even more up against them in the 3rd round, because we haven't mentioned this yet, but there was the weather delay,
thunderstorm delay, and they actually cut holes 12, 15, and 16. So they only played a 15-hole round,
which to us Aussies wasn't too bad, because when I woke up, I was like, oh, the women are on. Sweet. I actually got to watch them, because normally they come on pretty late at night. But so they've cut it down to just the 15 holes. Kyle Klein's come out, so it's really up against him. We've got less holes to actually try and make a dent here, and birdies 12 out of the 15.
Mental, yeah. I think he had 3 pars. I might have had 11 birdies and an eagle.
True, sorry.
It's huge. But look, coming down the stretch, it was hole 14. He had an amazing drive, fist pumped, hyped, and he kind of chumped the upshot and then just clear whiffed edge of circle putt. And unfortunately, that was the difference. He lost by one shot. But we remember to Nicholas Antela. He did a similar thing. He actually had a just outside bullseye putt on hole 14.
Yeah.
And maybe a little nervy, just put a little high in the chains and it blew back out at him. And
that hurt, man.
That definitely hurt. Because he moved over, he really had to birdie 1 of 17 and 18 to tie Klein. And those are not easy holes.
No, mate.
17 takes that really sharp backhand flex or backhand turnover line. And 18, I think 18 had only seen a couple of birdies for the entire event. Like, it was playing very difficult.
Well, I mean, you're 17. He has to hit a deep in circle 2 putt to get the bird.
And he's just missed an outside bullseye putt. And he cans it.
Do you know what, though? Like, I have those days where I feel more comfortable at 10 meters rather than 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder if that vibe was going on. But
it's got an interesting C2 putt. I don't know. Does he normally jump putt or step putt? Or is he just... Because he just hyzered that putt in on 17.
I've seen him jump putt a couple of times, but not like he did on that. He was just... He had that thing out so wide and just had that perfect arc to come back in. It was pretty nuts.
It was beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
Klein, on the other hand, he's already in the clubhouse. He threw a 51 in the final round. And after Nicholas tied things up through hole 17, he stepped up to hole 18 and threw the drive of the tournament. Yeah. No one had driven that far on hole 18 the entire event. But he still hasn't done the job because 18 takes 2 cracking shots to get a look at it.
Yeah.
He puts another backhand turnover just like on circle's edge. And then he, almost in the pitch black darkness, steps up and clutches a, was it C1 or C2?
C2, just outside
circle 2 putt. The hush of the crowd and then the roar of the little Finnish boy after he got the win was pretty magical to see, Paddy.
Yeah. And just like one good stat for that, like hole 18. So for the whole weekend, it's a par 4. It played it between 4 to 4.25. So definitely one of the harder holes, and the birdies were not coming on that. So he's gone against the grain and totally clutched up.
Absolutely. If we look at how Calvin played that hole, so when he got to hole 18, he had tied Kyle Klein, and he needed a birdie to beat him or just a par to even things up, and he got a nasty kick OB, and then he threw one of the scramble shots of the year. Like backhand low through a gap, kept it stable enough to go all of 140 meters, 450 feet, and then have a circle 2 putt or a look to get the par. Unfortunately, didn't make good on it, so he was one back of Kyle Klein.
I love. I reckon one of the things I hope they never change is just having Nate Perkins on the ground commentating, because I love the crossover. He's like, yeah, guys, I just ran over to check that out. And he's like, that's the most insane drive I've ever seen. Like, I don't know how he hit that.
Yeah. It's awesome to have that insight. I think the commentary trio of Perkins, Ian Anderson and Philo, perfect. Yeah. They are really nailing things.
Yeah.
I mean, we should be in that booth.
Yeah, mate.
People want the Aussie slang in the commentary booth, don't they? Surely.
They might get some more interesting reactions. So I might say that. Like, but yeah, man, Calvin just absolutely firing. And I mean, the guy's playing injured. Yeah, he didn't have a forehand.
I think he was 50-50 for this event. He was actually maybe going to pull out because he's because of that elbow injury that took him out of the previous event. He didn't play Waco, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like he's good to go. And we're moving into the Texas State Champs, an event that he won last year. So it'd be good to see a fit Calvin Heiberg on the roster.
Now, I just got to jump back briefly on, because when I was watching this, Nicholas on hole 6, he took a double bogey in there.
He certainly did.
I wrote him off. I wrote him off.
He was clopping trees all the way down that fairway.
Yeah. I legit just said, he's done. So prove me wrong. I
feel for Kyle Klein. I really hope he gets one soon because he is playing unbelievable disc golf.
I mean, that's 2 Discmania, 1 and 2 as well. So I'm sure they're pretty chuffed, those boys.
I did see someone trolling in the Discmania Facebook group. He just simply wrote Nicholas plus Gannon greater than Simon plus Eagle.
Ooh.
And I scrolled through the comments. One of the first comments was Kyle Klein, and it said, "Do I have to win to be part of this conversation?" Someone else said, Nah, Gannon hasn't got as good a personality. And first reply to that was Alden Harris saying, can confirm Gannon has no personality. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to watch Lego Masters to really get a picture of it. So, yeah, fair enough.
They're doing great things, the Discmania team.
Yeah.
I mean, Nicholas, Gannon, Kyle have consistently been in the top 5 for these first few events.
I mean, watching Gannon as well, like the dude put in a 1088, a 1051 and a 1033, but I've got to admit that final round he was just missing a few putts and he just didn't look, I don't know, I saw him miss 3 putts and I was like, yeah, I don't think he's got the championship game today. But he's come tied for 4th and he's right there in the mix.
Yeah, I'm spot on.
But
some other notables, Cole Radalin, 6th place, tied with Andrew Marweed, and Corey Ellis. He was actually playing really good. Unfortunately, he just couldn't connect on those C2 putts in the final round. I saw his post on the socials saying if he made a few more of those 40-footers, he would have been in contention.
Yeah.
So I went back and had a look at his stats, Paddy. He actually hit 8 out of 23 C2 putts. So his C2 putting percentage was 35%, which is...
For the tourney?
For the tourney.
Yeah, right. Solid.
I reckon you take that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, hit 1 out of 5 in the
I'd
last
take,
round.
1 out of 10, 1 out of 20.
Oh, mate, I hit a C2 putt. I must take my shirt off and run around. I'm that happy.
That's right. You're going to see the Gartney fight. Yeah, look, mate, just quickly jumping back, Cole, do you see, like, he came out absolutely firing. I thought he was jumping right up there. He was 7 through 7. Mm-hmm. With an eagle in there as well. Like, the dude was just absolutely on fire. And we haven't seen him pop off for a while now,
mate.
Like a good 6 months, I'd say.
So he had 33 C1X putts. How many do you think Cole hit?
Cole? Oh, what, half?
He hit 32 out of 33.
What?
That is insane putting.
Oh, my God. Wow. Okay. That's way better than I thought.
Calvin Heinberg actually flawless. C1X percent was 100 for the event, 27 out of 27. These are some big numbers from the boys.
This is, really, really solid and finding some form very early days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another few shout-outs. Andrew Marweed, really solid. Good to see him back up there. I also love his nickname, the Cookie Monster, as well. Fantastic. Robot Chicken, we saw him there. Matty O, a few of the classic names just sort of on the edge, but I think they're just starting to gear up and find their form a bit and slowly accelerate. And I think there's some big things to come. Evan Smith had a pretty solid couple of rounds there as well.
Ezra Robertson consistently beating his brother this year. Just want to point that out.
Yeah. Where did Isaac finish?
He was down the list. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, slow start to the season for Isaac, but not for Ezra.
Actually, just quickly speaking of nicknames as well, Philo ended up coining or giving Nicholas a nickname that I love. And, we're Aussies, we love a good nickname. Mm-hmm. But if you're a fan of the Terminator, the T-1000.
Oh, I did hear that. He said, he's always coming after you.
Yeah.
Never letting up.
No emotion.
Yeah.
I was like, fantastic.
Yeah, I can dig that.
Yeah.
One thing we haven't mentioned with Nicholas is he got an ace as well in round 1.
Oh, true.
Yep,
yeah,
hole 6. It made Sports Centre top 10.
Oh, really?
Which is pretty cool.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Very cringe commentating from the Sports Centre crew, if I do say so myself.
Oh, what?
It's just playing up there. It's just a real sport, that sort of commentary, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, right.
I think he called it the pickleball of golf.
Oh.
And he's probably not wrong.
Ouch.
But, that's what won him the tourney. He needed that one shot in the end. So, I feel for Kyle Klein even more. I have lost a tourney. Shout out to my mate Darren Stay Smith. He aced and forced a playoff. So, well done.
Yeah, wow.
And then he smoked me in the playoff.
Yeah.
Bloody aces.
Mate, if you're going to get done, like...
Getting done by an ace.
Getting done by an ace.
Yeah.
I've had played a tournament where a guy, Reese Kruger, hit a walk-off ace.
Last hole. Yeah, I do believe. I remember that.
Yeah. And that thing was going so far out of bounds.
It's not a hole that you want to run, eh?
Yeah, absolute trash.
Yeah.
But no, epic ace.
Anyway, let's move on. We've got a couple of big events coming up. We do have the Texas State Champs in a fortnight that I did already mention. Yep. All the big names are there, and I'm jumping straight out of the box. I'm tipping Kyle Klein for this one. He's going to get it done.
Yeah?
He's owed one, and he's going to do what Nicholas Antle has done and just get his first one. Texas State Champs.
Mate, it's a tricky one. Like Calvin
won it last year?
Yeah. he's won last year. A little bit of an asterisk on that arm, I suppose. Like, it'll be interesting to see how he pulls up. I mean, he's had a huge weekend, so yeah, he might be one to definitely a favourite. Gannon, hard to go past.
Ricky, who's won it about 800 times.
Look, that's who I'd like. I want to see Ricky get one. I think all these young guys are coming through. It's going to be harder for some of these older boys to get that W, and I reckon Ricky's got it in him.
All right, nice. And Fergie's not here, so Fergie is going to tip Zach
Tristan
Melton
Tanner
for the win.
Yeah.
Oh, TT. What about
we've got to
FPO?
start putting some money on this or something, or a slap bet or something. I don't know.
Yep. So actually, the person that won this last year was the one that Sai Ananda won, right?
Yeah, and like when you go through the history of it, there's been multiple winners. So Sai, Paige Pierce, Hayley King, Val, Mandahanu, Sarah Hokum, Jessica Weiss. Like the only multiple winner is Paige.
Yeah, wow.
And Sarah Hokum, So don't know. I mean, Owen's just had like a killer tournament. So can she back it up? KT, I think, is obviously the favourite, but there's a few there. I don't know, Missy.
I'm even going to let you have KT for this one. I'm going to go with Owen. She's just playing unbelievably at the moment, and hopefully it's going to be her fortnight, as I said.
Yeah.
We will find out, actually, because in between this and Texas States is a little tourney called the USWDGC.
Yeah.
US Women's at Round Rock, Texas. I mean, you got to tip KT for this one. This is a big 4-rounder.
Yeah.
And I feel like the cream's going to rise to the top for this one.
Yes. Yeah.
It's going to be hard to fend off someone who's 999 rated for 4 rounds. So got to go with KT for this one.
Should be good to watch, though. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Hopefully, I want to see a good showing from Hayley King, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like some of that top end potential needs to come out, and hopefully she can put it together for 4 rounds.
Yeah. There's a few Finns on the list there too. I'd love Evelina to get to another podium. I think she's definitely got that in her. Tricky just looking at that list. Kat Allen over 4 rounds could be a lot, but it could be good for her. Who knows? And I want to see Paige Pierce in a top 10, but I don't think I'm going to see that, Timmy.
I mean, she's just a mystery to me. I have no idea what's happened, but I'd love to see her back to form. Because, I mean, she can easily match it with KT when she's on. She's just so far off at the moment, it's not even funny.
Oh, still, like, how long would you expect to come back from injury, though? How long would you... I mean, like, let's look in the elite players, like in the AFL, having a broken ankle or something. You know?
I feel like she was playing poor disc golf before she did her ankle. So I don't think you can blame the injury. It is confidence, and confidence is a key ingredient to success when you're playing disc golf. Yeah. And I don't know. It's just I hate to question the mindset, but I am questioning the mindset a little bit. She just doesn't have that killer instinct that she used to have.
Yeah, okay.
She's out there having too much fun, if I dare say so myself, Pete.
Well, you know, you got to have a bit of that too, Tim.
Crack in there. Where's that killer mentality that we know Paige Pierce for? Her and I was about to say KT. Her and Kat Allen. Were just duking it out for many years, and it was awesome. Both of them going as hard as they possibly can. I feel like KT's dethroned them both, and they've scurried away and a little scared. I don't know. I want to see them come out and battle, because it should be tight at the top.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's. It's going to be a big weekend watching the USWDGC. Good luck to all the competitors there, and pretty keen for the next time to watch the Texas States too, because that is a damn good tournament to watch as well. Well, thanks, Timmy. I think we'll cut it there. We'll keep it pretty short and sweet this time around, and Until
next time, get out and play some disc golf with your mates.